Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Donald Trump has warned Israel against launching further attacks on Iran hours after he said a ceasefire between the two sides had taken effect.
I didn't like the fact that Israel unloaded right after we made the deal. They didn't have to unload. And I didn't like the fact that the retaliation was very strong. But in all fairness, Israel unloaded a lot. And now I hear Israel just went out because they felt it was violated by one rocket that didn't land anywhere. That's not what we want, I'll tell you. And I'm telling you, I'm not happy about that, Israel.
The US president used an expletive as he criticized both sides, after each accused the other of breaking the US and Qatar brokered truce.
What the they're doing? Do you understand that?
It comes after Israel said Iran had violated the deal and vowed to respond with powerful strikes. Iran denied firing any missiles towards Israel, and the country's top security body has vowed to respond to any further Israeli aggression. Earlier, Trump posted on social media, "Congratulations to everyone. It has been fully agreed by and between Israel and Iran that there will be a complete and total ceasefire."
In the early hours of today, we saw a ceasefire. That is a good thing for the region and more widely. We need to maintain that ceasefire, and I think it's very important at this NATO summit that we all work together to make sure that we do, because that ceasefire creates the space for what needs to happen next, which is the negotiations to ensure that Iran does not have the capability to develop nuclear weapons. That is what's at issue here. So I want to see that ceasefire maintained, and we will work with others, including, of course, the US, to ensure that that's the position.
German Chancellor Friedrich Merz has warned that Russia's president understands only the language of force, and that Tuesday's historic NATO summit in The Hague will aim to ensure peace in Europe for generations to come. Merz told Germany's parliament hours before the summit was due to start that Vladimir Putin remained determined that Ukraine should be part of Russia, and he said Berlin would pay its fair share to defend Europe. The head of the World Health Organization has said another appalling attack on a hospital in Sudan has seen more than 40 people killed, many of them children and medics. "We cannot say this louder," he said. "Attacks on health must stop everywhere." Al-Mujlad Hospital was struck on Saturday and is located close to one of the front lines where Sudan's warring parties are fighting in the conflict that is now in its third year. The Rapid Support Forces blames its opponents, the Sudanese army, for attacking the hospital, as do two prominent civil society groups, but the army itself has yet to comment on the allegation. 57 soldiers who had been held captive by locals in the mountains of Colombia since the weekend have been freed in a military operation, that's according to the Colombian defense minister. The minister, Pedro Sanchez, said that not a single shot had been fired in what he dubbed Operation Justice. The soldiers were seized in the Cacao region, a stronghold of the EMC rebel group, which engages in cocaine production and trafficking. Mali and Russia have signed a series of agreements aimed at expanding mutual trade and strengthening economic ties. Among them is a pledge for greater cooperation on nuclear energy, according to details released by the Kremlin. The announcement of the deals came during a visit by Mali's junta leader, Colonel Assimi Goïta, to Moscow, which included 2 hours of talks with President Vladimir Putin. Thailand has imposed restrictions on all travellers heading into Colombia as the two countries remain locked in a bitter border dispute. This, one of the few active border crossings, now closed. The ban applies to any vehicle or person trying to cross into Cambodia from checkpoints across several Thai provinces, as well as foreign tourists flying into Siem Reap. The military said in a statement that the new restrictions matched the current security situation. And the winning design for the National Memorial for Queen Elizabeth II has been unveiled and will feature a bridge with a balustrade made of glass, new gates and a commemorative gardens. The design will also feature her husband Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, alongside a traditional large statue of the late Queen overlooking them all. The translucent bridge is inspired by the shape of the late Queen's wedding tiara. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.